Just then, distant cries for help reached their ears. Turning to the source of the sound, Chen Luo saw a young man fervently swinging a rubber stick, fiercely holding his ground. 3 other youths, however, were slowly retreating. Chen Luo immediately recognized that they were under attack from poison-type zombies. The young man could have escaped if he had left his companions behind, but he didn't. Spotting Chen Luo, the young man desperately called out for help. Impressed by his character, Chen Luo felt this man could be a good addition to their group. He ordered Thunder King to rescue them. Obeying the command, Thunder King jumped from their heavy truck, rushing towards the scene. A dazzling flash of lightning later, Thunder King had taken out the dozen zombies in mere moments, leaving onlookers like Fang Yu in utter shock. "This dog is way too powerful," they murmured. With the help of his friends, Fang Yu approached Chen Luo, deeply bowing in gratitude. "If there's anything you need from me, just let me know." Hearing this, Chen Luo, intrigued, asked, "What were you guys doing before the apocalypse? Have any of you awakened any special abilities?" Not wanting to hide anything, they immediately began introducing themselves. "I'm Fang Yu, the oldest among us. I awakened a physique-enhancing ability on the 3rd day. My name is Yang Shen. My power is ice, and I awakened on the 5th day. I'm Li Fei. My ability is electricity, awakened on the 5th day as well. But I'm nowhere near as powerful as your dog. And I'm Su Lan, with the power of earth, able to control sand and stone. I awakened on the 7th day. The 4 of us worked for the same security company and have been comrades in arms for years. Today, we went out to scavenge for supplies, but encountered a toxic spewing zombie and nearly got wiped out." Listening to their stories, Chen Luo didn't waste any words and directly invited them to join his team. Fang Yu nodded in agreement. He had been looking for an opportunity to join Chen Luo's team, recognizing their obvious strength, especially when even their dog seemed mightier than all 4 of them combined. Teaming up with Chen Luo would ensure their safety. Seeing their agreement, Chen Luo promptly asked them to board the vehicle, advising that if they had no essential belongings at their previous place, they should just leave them as there were plenty of supplies in the malls and stores. Soon, they arrived at the villa district. Chen Luo arranged for them to stay in a villa close to his. Watching them leave to settle in, Mailing remarked, "You have a good eye, Chen Luo. These 4 not only have the courage to fight zombies, but also don't abandon their teammates in dire times." Nodding, Chen Luo replied, "It's precisely that quality that made me invite them. But always be cautious and watchful. Don't worry, bro, we understand." The group then returned to their villa. Chen Luo retrieved everyone's luggage from his unique space, along with a bag of rice and some daily necessities. He and Sudaju then went to deliver these items to Fan Yu's group. As they approached the door, they overheard the group discussing Thunder King. "It's unbelievable. One dog managed to take down a dozen zombies, and it feels like he could easily defeat us." "Take out the feels like, he can definitely defeat us." Chen Luo cleared his throat, interrupting their conversation. He handed over the food and daily necessities. Sudaju also passed them a walkie-talkie. "It'll be easier to communicate with this if needed. I'm planning to settle here for the long term. This afternoon, I'll be leading a team to scout the villa district. Since you all have injuries, you should rest. If anything comes up, use the walkie-talkie to contact us." After lunch, Chen Luo took Mailing for a walk around the surrounding villas. This greatly upset Mailing. "Why do you have to bring me along? I need to ensure Millie's safety. What if I get into trouble?" Before she could finish, Chen Luo swiftly pulled her into some bushes, signaling her to stay quiet. Someone was approaching. From a distance, a bus stopped at the entrance of the villa area, and a white-haired girl stepped off. Chen Luo immediately recognized her, Muchana. In their previous life, she was the ultimate bootlicker to Mailing. Muchana had created an all-female survivor team. While this might seem like a positive endeavor, she absolutely forbade any of her subordinates from dating or engaging in romantic activities, and those who defied this order faced severe punishments. It was hypocritical considering she herself was the #1 bootlicker for Mailing. Muchana didn't allow any man to approach women from her team, mainly due to her being a full-blown psychopath. Despite her crazed tendencies, she was deeply loyal to Mailing, even sacrificing her life to save her. After her death, Mailing took over her position as the leader and began permitting romance within the team and even allowing male survivors to join. Lost in these memories, Chen Luo recalled, "If my memory serves me right, around this time in our previous life, Muchana was here to gather supplies. She hadn't met Mailing yet. However, our paths did cross. I wanted to join her team upon realizing it was all female, but she rejected me. Now, due to my presence, Mylene and Muchanga might meet sooner than expected. Also, if I remember correctly, there's an incredibly strong ice element ability user in their team. Had she not died early, she might have been one of the top-tier king-level individuals later on. Just as he thought of this, he and Mylene, hiding in the bushes, were discovered by Muchanga. The moment Muchanga laid eyes on Mylene, her whole body tensed, and a peculiar emotion welled up within her. She walked directly up to Mylene and greeted, "Hello, my name is Muchanga. May I know your name?" Although Mylene was a bit perplexed, she noticed Mutionga's politeness and replied courteously, "My name is Mylene." No sooner had she spoken than Muchanga, right in front of Chen Luo, invited Mylene to join her team. However, Mylene promptly declined. Chen Luo, on the other hand, cursed inwardly, thinking she really doesn't care about me, trying to poach right in front of me. Hearing Mylene's refusal, Muchanga glanced at Chen Luo and pointedly asked, "Is he your boyfriend?" As Mylene's face turned a shade of pink and she was about to deny, Chen Luo bluntly retorted, "What's it to you?" With that, he turned and prepared to clear out nearby zombies with Mylene, planning to return to the villa afterward. Watching the departing figures of Chen Luo and Mylene, Muchanga smirked internally. All men are inherently fickle and greedy. I must show Mylene his true colors and get her to join my team. With this in mind, she ordered her subordinates to search for supplies in the nearby villas. That night, Muchanga approached Chen Luo with a proposition to gather supplies from a nearby large supermarket, claiming that the goods inside would be enough to feed 100 people for 3 years. However, the store might be swarming with zombies. She wanted to collaborate with him, suggesting a 70-30 split in her favor, justifying the ratio based on her team's size and contribution. Chen Luo was utterly baffled, sensing ulterior motives. Isn't that the mall where Millie and I encountered the mutated zombies and the supplies there have already been taken by me? What's her game? He declined Mutionga's offer outright. Upon hearing this, Muchanga was fuming with rage. It never occurred to her that Chen Luo would be so timid. Thinking him a spineless coward, she wondered how Mylene could be interested in such a loser. She had originally planned to use the mall as a stage to show Chen Luo's true colors in a crisis and then take advantage of the situation to eliminate him. But now, with her plan foiled, she was left wondering what to do next. As she thought of this, an idea suddenly struck her and she considered seeking someone's help. Watching Mutionga's departing figure, Chen Luo pondered, could this woman be targeting me because she wants to be with Mylene? In his past life, he never realized that Mutionga could be so ruthless. If that's the case, then don't blame me for being heartless. But who should I send to deal with her? As he contemplated, he returned to the villa and noticed Thunder King, the dog, sleeping on the floor. He chuckled. Who would suspect a dog? If anything goes wrong, we can blame it on Thunder King being ill. The next morning, Mutionga knocked on door 301. "Bro Feng, are you there?" As her words faded, the door was opened from inside. The young man known as Bro Feng's eyes lit up when he saw her. "It's Miss Mew, in front of you. I dare not be called Bro Feng. Just call me Little Feng." Watching the man who resembled a bootlicker, Mutionga sneered internally. "If not for wanting me lame and needing your wind power, I wouldn't even look at you." She then explained her plan to him, to use his wind ability to lure the zombies. "This is to deal with that scumbag, understand?" Zhang Feng nodded in agreement. But as he was about to set his conditions, Mutionga anticipated his request. "Once it's done, you can join my team." Hearing this, Zhang Feng was overjoyed, looking every bit the bootlicker he was. Humming a tune, he left, thinking, it's a simple task, just exposing the true colors of the scumbag. But I remember my friend Su Dazu works as a security guard in that villa area. I couldn't find him last time. Maybe I can find him now. Using his wind ability, he lured a horde of zombies towards the villa. However, upon reaching the entrance, he was shocked to see his friend Su Dazu standing there. He skidded to a halt, exclaiming, "Su Dazu, what are you doing here?" Thunder King, ready to pounce on the uninvited Zhang Feng, was held back by Chen Luo. Zombies were closing in from behind, and without wasting time on catching up, Zhang Feng quickly led them away. Internally cursing Mutionga, he thought, damn her, she didn't mention my friend was in there. I can't jeopardize my friend just to join her. Watching Zhang Feng leave, Chen Luo remarked, "Isn't that your bro Feng? He had a tragic end in our past life. We were friends, and he helped us many times by luring zombies away, giving us time to gather supplies." Unfortunately, he met a gruesome end in a zombie's jaws. Why would he bring zombies to my villa? Before he could delve further into these thoughts, Zhang Feng, who had led the zombies away, returned. Before he could speak, Chen Luo took the initiative. Did Mutiana send you with the zombies? Hearing this, Zhang Feng was taken aback. She asked you to lure the zombies here? Do others know about it? Zhang Feng awkwardly scratched his head, indicating that no one else was present except for him and Mutiana. Just as Chen Luo was about to say something, a zombie's roar echoed from a distance. Zhang Feng and Su Dazu looked in the direction of the sound, puzzled. Not knowing what it signified, Chen Luo's face paled slightly. That sounds like a level 5 mutant zombie. Suddenly, a bus was seen approaching the residential area. Inside the bus, Mutiana was directing her subordinates to charge directly into the zombie horde. It seems these zombies must have been lured by Zhang Feng. Good job, she thought. Mei Lane, hang in there. Wait for me and don't get eaten by the zombies. In an instant, a few mindless level 1 zombies were sent flying by the bus. However, one zombie managed to dodge and stood to the side, watching coldly. It then conjured a fireball with its hands and hurled it towards the bus. With a loud bang, the rear window of the bus shattered. Women inside the bus screamed in terror. They had brought along gas cylinders and an explosion would be catastrophic. Mutianga's face turned ashen as she shouted, "Stop the bus, everyone out." The passengers panicked and hurriedly exited the bus. The zombie readied another fireball and hurled it towards the crowd. Mutianga, seeing the danger, quickly directed everyone to concentrate their firepower on the fire-wielding zombie. However, their attacks seemed to have no effect. The mutant zombie then made a beeline for Mutianga. It seemed to understand the principle of capture the leader first, which left Mutianga in shock. Why is it coming straight for me? Seeing the zombie getting closer and closer, in a moment of desperation, she pushed one of her subordinates towards it and turned to flee. This act left her companions in disbelief. They never expected that their leader, Mutiana, would use one of them as a shield. As Mutiana ran, she spotted the approaching Chen Luo and thought of using him to distract the zombie and buy herself some escape time. However, Chen Luo smirked and said, "Miss Mu, using your own sisters as shields during a crisis? I didn't expect this from you." As he spoke, he slapped Mutiana, sending her flying through the air. In disbelief, Mutiana wondered about Chen Luo's surprising strength as she crash-landed next to the zombie. The zombie immediately pounced on her, biting into her. Just then, something unexpected, even to Chen Luo, took place. A girl emerged from the bus, holding a burning gas cylinder in her arms, her expression wild with determination. She seemed intent on taking the level 5 zombie down with her. This brave girl was Shuyan. Seeing this, Chen Luo couldn't help but commend her courage. "Girl, I have to admit, you've got guts." With that thought, he conjured the void sword, feeling that he couldn't let such a brave girl die like this. With one swing of his sword, he obliterated the level 5 mutant zombie. The scene left everyone in awe. A zombie that could have annihilated their entire group was taken down by this man with a single move. Is he that powerful? After vanquishing the zombie, Chen Luo looked at Xu Yun and asked, "Why haven't you thrown away that gas cylinder? Are you waiting for it to explode?" Hearing this, Xu Yun quickly discarded the cylinder. As an explosion reverberated, Xu Yun knelt on the ground, covering her mouth as she sobbed. Seizing the moment of the ensuing smoke, Chen Luo extracted a red crystal from the zombie's head. "This will be quite useful for me." He then turned his attention to Xu Yun, offering her a hand and saying, "Stop crying. Let me help you up and comfort your sisters. We should also bury the dead." Tearfully, Xu Yun thanked him. Chen Luo then inquired about their future plans. At that, Xu Yun paused her crying and looked at her fellow sisters. Indeed, the living must go on living, she pondered, casting a glance at Chen Luo. Chen Luo, sensing her contemplation, made his intentions clear. "If you all join my team, I guarantee that you won't starve in the foreseeable future. I'll also provide you with 50 tons of rice. How does that sound?" he offered. Tempting as the offer was, Xu Yun didn't immediately accept. She decided to discuss it with her sisters first and give Chen Luo a response later. After a brief clean-up, everyone dispersed to their homes. Chen Luo, meanwhile, relaxed in a villa, sipping coffee, waiting for them to come to him. Unless someone's a complete fool, they wouldn't refuse such an offer. The only exception would be someone with great ambitions. But these girls don't seem to have any such ambitions, so they're bound to accept. As expected, it wasn't long before there was a knock at the front door. Chen Luo approached and opened it to find Xu Yun. She informed him that there were 20 others with her who wanted to join his team. Chen Luo nodded in agreement, but laid down some ground rules. Firstly, he began, "You must unconditionally obey my commands. If you decide to join, but don't follow orders, don't blame me for being ruthless. And just to be clear, it's not anything inappropriate that you might be thinking of. Secondly, I don't discriminate between men and women here. Everyone is treated equally in combat. Don't tell me you're afraid or unwilling to kill zombies. Thirdly, if any of you seek a partner, try to find one within our group. It's not forbidden to look outside, but the person must marry into our group and join us." The girls were taken aback by the marriage condition. "Yes, you heard right." Chen Luo continued, "This is not just to prevent someone I've painstakingly trained from being taken away, but more importantly, to avoid any malicious individuals from learning our internal secrets, which could threaten us all." Hearing Chen Luo's explanations, the girls nodded in agreement. Pleased with their consensus, Chen Luo assigned Xu Yun as their temporary leader, and then invited everyone in for lunch. The girls were ecstatic as they gazed upon a lavish spread. Their mouths watered at the sight of rice, stir-fried shredded potatoes, and a bottle of chili sauce for each. Meanwhile, Fang Yuan and his 3 friends, excited by the sudden influx of girls, took their given chili sauces to woo potential partners. There were only 7 men in their group, while there were over 20 girls. One of the 20 newcomers had a rare light ability. This individual, named Wang Ling, was the very girl Zhang Feng had taken an interest in. She awakened her powers on the 3rd day. Impressive. I'll need to keep a close eye on her in the future. It seemed that out of all the girls, Xu Yun had the best potential, with the talent reaching the king level. With this in mind, Chen Luo instructed Fang Yuan and Su Lan to stay home, as he planned to take the team out for some team bonding and training the next day. If someone invades during this period, he told them, warn them if they're a minority, and if they still don't listen, then use force. If it's the majority, ignore them, and I'll deal with it when I return. Both nodded in agreement. The next day, Chen Luo led the group to a nearby clothing market in a heavy truck. Outside the market, hundreds of zombies roamed, making it a perfect training ground. Through the walkie-talkie, Chen Luo directed the team. Form a formation. Zhang Feng, control the number of zombies. If it exceeds 30, lead the extras away. Don't worry, bro, Zhang Feng replied, and with his wind ability, began to control the number of zombies. Su Dazu, who had a physical strength ability, was tasked with protecting the mages. Being their first time working together, there were many flaws in their coordination. Not only was the accuracy of their spells questionable, but the casting time was also painfully slow. A well-trained mage could cast a spell in 1 or 2 seconds. Not the 5 or 6 seconds they were currently taking. Seeing the lack of coordination, Chen Luo face-bombed, realizing that without his leadership, the team would have been wiped out. They clearly needed more practice. Once the battle was over, everyone was exhausted. Chen Luo directed them into the supermarket to pick out suitable clothing. The women were overjoyed and went on a shopping spree. Chen Luo sneakily stashed away some black stockings into his space. Unfortunately, this act didn't go unnoticed as Mi Ling caught him in the act. Shocked, Mi Ling stared, wondering if Chen Luo had some weird fetish. But then she thought, no, he isn't that perverse. Who could those stockings be for? Millie, she was confused as the color didn't suit her sister's personality at all. At that moment, one of the girls discovered a supermarket within the clothing market. Since there were quite a few zombies in the market, no one had searched it yet. She was thrilled to find a lot of bottled water in the supermarket. As she was about to quench her thirst, Xian stopped her and turned to ask Chen Luo, "Captain, can we distribute 1 bottle of water per person first?" Chen Luo smiled and replied, 2 bottles each. With his permission, everyone eagerly opened their bottled water. Witnessing this, Mi Ling felt uneasy. There was something she had been holding back, wanting to talk to Chen Luo about. After some hesitation, Mi Ling decided to come clean. That night, as Chen Luo was engrossed in a game, Mi Ling knocked on his door, asking if she could come in. Delighted, Chen Luo thought to himself that this might be an opportunity he had been waiting for. Once inside, Mi Ling blushed as she said, "Chen Luo, there's something I've been wanting to tell you for a long time." Seemingly aware of what was coming next, Chen Luo was not surprised when Mi Ling confessed, "Chen Luo, will you be my boyfriend? Do you know how long I've been waiting for this moment?" He replied, leaning in to give her a kiss. Mi Ling shyly admitted she wasn't ready for such intimacy. However, Chen Luo, being a bit mischievous, started to playfully complain, suggesting that given the dire state of the world, he might not live to see another day. And therefore, they shouldn't wait. As Mi Ling considered his words and began to relent, Chen Luo was suddenly struck with the feeling of being watched. Turning around, he was horrified to find Rice staring at them with a curious expression. Annoyed, Chen Luo promptly tossed the overly curious Rice out of the room. Rice, feeling wronged, exclaimed, "Chen Luo, you weren't like this before." After a noise, the door was immediately locked from the inside. Rice couldn't get in, no matter how much he tried. Frustrated, Rice continued scratching at the door. Meanwhile, Mi Ling sarcastically remarked from the side, "Oh, isn't this Chen Luo's little kitty? Why aren't you sleeping with him and instead are out here in the living room?" Rice snorted coldly in response, "Chen Luo is in the room bullying Mi Ling." I saw how distressed Mi Ling looked. He probably threw me out because he was afraid I'd come to her aid. Mi Ling, puzzled, asked Rice about how exactly Chen Luo was bullying Mi Ling. Just as the words left her mouth, realization dawned on her. Her face went through a gamut of emotions, and she impulsively wanted to rush into the room to help Mi Ling. However, she was stopped by Thunder King, who said, "Without the master's permission, no one can enter. If you want in, you must knock first. Otherwise, don't blame me if things turn ugly." Just as Mi Ling was about to knock, she had a change of heart, thinking, if Mi Ling herself was willing, what sense does it make for me to intervene? With that thought, she turned away, sighing, "My family's prized possession has been taken by a pig." The next day, Chen Luo instructed Sister Yu to prepare a nutritious meal for Mi Ling and to serve 20 kilograms of pork for the team's lunch. Mai Yu, a bit puzzled, inquired, "Where's Mi Ling? Is she still sleeping? She doesn't usually sleep in." Before Chen Luo could reply, Mi Ling responded sarcastically, "What do you think? She's been harmed by someone." Chen Luo embarrassingly stuck out his tongue, "You're very observant, big sister." "Well then, I'll go prepare that nutritious meal." Saying this, Sister Yu left. Thunder King was on the side, wolfing down its breakfast. Rice, however, was lying on the couch with an air of aloofness, feeling guilty. Chen Luo approached Rice and said, "Hey, Rice, why aren't you eating? It's not good to starve yourself." Rice hummed lightly in reply, "Rice is very angry. The consequences will be severe." Chen Luo tentatively asked, "How severe are we talking? The kind that can't be appeased with a single dried fish treat?" Chen Luo chuckled, "What about 10? That's not enough. I need 20. All right, deal. Okay then, since you're being sincere, I forgive you. Give me a hug." Hearing this, Chen Luo gently picked up Rice and said, "Rice, you're a mature kitty now. You should get used to sleeping on your own. After all, I'm a married man and can't cuddle you to sleep anymore." Chen Luo set up a feast for the team, serving braised pork. The aroma of the pork attracted an old sedan, from which stepped out a weary-looking brother and sister. The brother was named Li Ming, and the sister was Li Wei. Everyone looked at the suddenly appearing Li Ming, who managed a faint smile and said, "Sorry to bother you all. Do you have clean water? I can trade food for it." Upon hearing this, Chen Luo nodded and had Xu Yun bring over 2 bottles of mineral water. In return, Li Ming presented 2 loaves of bread and 2 sausages. After the exchange, Li Ming, holding on to Li Wei, prepared to leave. However, Li Wei, with longing eyes fixed on the braised pork, asked Chen Luo if their team was recruiting. Chen Luo, hearing this, stood up and approached them, questioning, "Are you sure you want to join?" Li Wei nodded affirmatively. Chen Luo said, "All right then. Go outside and kill 10 zombies. Extract the crystals from their bodies. You can use weapons, but no vehicles or other external forces. Once you've collected the crystals, come find me." As soon as Chen Luo finished speaking, a system voice echoed in Li Ming's mind. "Ding, an NPC has issued you a task." Hearing this, Li Ming nodded in agreement. "We'll do it right away." He then led his sister away, watching their departing figures. Chen Luo pondered, people with attachments like them are easier to trust than lone wolves. Besides, from the looks of it, these siblings aren't weaklings. Otherwise, they wouldn't have survived until now. I hope you don't disappoint me. Back in the car, Li Wei exclaimed, "Brother, it seems their team knows the use of the crystals. I thought they were unaware." Li Ming chuckled, "There are many smart people out there. Moreover, the fact that he can provide meat for so many team members is truly remarkable. If he asked us to kill 10 zombies, we should kill 20 to prove ourselves." Hearing Li Ming's words, Li Wei nodded in agreement. Half an hour later, Chen Luo, looking at the crystals in their hands, welcomed them into his team. He then inquired about their awakened abilities. They introduced themselves. I'm Li Ming and I awaken on the third day. My sister Li Wei awakened on the second day. I possess a constitution-related awakening, while my sister has darkness-based powers. Chen Luo looked excitedly at the dark power in Li Hui's hands. He knew that darkness-based powers would get stronger with leveling up. And in the late stages, they become nearly invincible. With this in mind, Chen Luo asked Sister Yu to prepare a portion of braised pork with potatoes for the siblings. That night, Chen Luo asked Rice to sleep with Mi Ling, stating he had important matters to attend to with Mi Li. Rice, however, was somewhat reluctant, assuring that he would quietly watch and not interfere. This irritated Chen Luo immensely. Confused, Rice watched as the furious Chen Luo stormed off, not understanding why he was suddenly being shunned. Upon entering the room, Chen Luo, unable to contain his excitement, immediately tried to initiate a passionate encounter with Mi Li. Mi Li promptly declined, saying it was inappropriate, and she was still sore. Chen Luo, feeling helpless, hugged her, saying he would only be close without crossing any boundaries and suggested, "Why don't you try using a healing spell on yourself?" This left Mi Li blushing deeply. The next morning, Chen Luo led the team out to search for supplies. On the way, Chen Luo began to delegate tasks. First, everyone should rely on the vehicle to clear the trailing zombies, then get out of the car to remove the vehicles blocking the road. Elemental attack, others protect in front. Zhang Feng tried to control the number of zombies. Upon receiving the command, Zhang Feng got out of the car and lured the zombies with his wind abilities. Shui Yun then ordered everyone to focus their attacks. In an instant, the girls opened the windows of the bus. They attacked the zombies outside from the windows. Seeing this, Chen Luo was very pleased. Good job. The accuracy of the spells is much better than the first day. After clearing the trailing zombies, everyone got out of the car to deal with the other approaching zombies. At the same time, they moved the vehicles. But Chen Luo just stood by quietly watching everyone take action. Just then, Rice suddenly exclaimed, "No touching, it still hurts." Hearing this, Chen Luo was stunned. He then glared fiercely at Rice, asking him where he had heard that from. Rice said that she overheard it from the balcony last night. "Besides, you only said I shouldn't watch. You didn't say I couldn't eavesdrop." Hearing this, Chen Luo was utterly speechless. "You know too much, you cat. Be careful, or I might kill the cat to silence it." Half an hour later, everyone arrived at the Yulin community. Chen Luo instructed everyone to take a weapon and clear out the nearby zombies. He also instructed a group to first enter the restaurant to see if there were any supplies to be collected. They split into 4 groups and were told not to act alone. All the collected supplies were to be moved to the truck. Soon, there were rice, flour, oil, and other supplies being loaded onto the truck. Just then, one of the girls exclaimed, "Captain, come quickly. There's a supermarket over there that hasn't been looted." Upon entering the supermarket, Mi Ling was looking for something near the cash register. This strange action caught Xu Yan's attention. Curious, she went over and saw that Mi Ling was holding a box of ultra-thin condoms. Seeing this, Xu Yan's face turned red instantly. Could she and Chen Luo be in that kind of intimate relationship? Just then, Mi Ling noticed Xu Yan staring at her, and her face turned crimson as she hurriedly tried to explain. However, Xu Yan made an excuse and quickly left, leaving Mi Ling trembling with rage. If it wasn't for Mi Li, she wouldn't have been looking for that. Elsewhere, Chen Luo noticed that many people in the community were watching their team, but he didn't care. Then, an old lady from upstairs asked Chen Luo for a watermelon to quench her thirst. Hearing this, similar requests emerged from other rooms in the building. Chen Luo was left speechless by these people. "You all really have some nerve." Chen Luo flatly refused, saying that he had difficulty moving and they should come down and get it themselves. At his words, the crowd instantly became enraged. The old men and women upstairs began to curse at him. Led by one of the elderly men, a group of seniors armed with weapons rushed downstairs and surrounded Chen Luo. "You young man, don't you know how to respect the elderly and care for the young? Didn't your family teach you any manners?" To this, Chen Luo snorted. "A bunch of shameless old bastards. They don't dare to confront zombies, but are quick to bully people." As soon as he finished speaking, an old man started cursing at Chen Luo. "The supermarket downstairs is owned by my brother. Where did you guys come from? Since you moved things out of it, we're keeping this truck. Be careful, or we won't be so polite. The others were preparing to seize the truck and the supplies inside. Seeing this, Chen Luo, with an icy gaze, told the old man in front to get lost. But the old man, extremely arrogant, pointed at Chen Luo and said, "What? You want to hit someone? Come on, hit me. I tell you, if you dare to hit, I'll lie down and won't get up. Hit me, you're afraid to." Ha! Hearing this, without saying a word, Chen Luo raised his hand and slapped the old man. In all my life, I've never seen such a demand. You're welcome. The old man was slapped so hard he flew backward, landing with a loud thud and not moving. Seeing this, the others began to talk. "Hey, are you okay? Wake up. Why isn't old Lee moving? Is he all right? Don't worry, he used to scam people by pretending to be hurt. He's a pro. He's really good at acting then." Hearing this, Chen Luo was speechless. "You're all old. Is your vision not working? Didn't you see half his face is skewed? If I don't give them a hard lesson, they won't back off." Thinking this, Chen Luo snapped his fingers. Immediately, a group surrounded the old men and women, who also took on an aggressive stance. "I'm a grandma, and I know magic. I'm a grandpa, and I also know magic." Chen Luo sneered. Without making an example, they won't disperse. The next second, a spatial orb was thrown at them. "Help! Run for your lives!" After dealing with this group of elders, another group emerged from the community. And Chen Luo felt a sense of recognition upon seeing one person. In his past life, when he was still weak, he used to hang out with this guy. It seems his name was Chen Guang. The young man named Chen Guang held out his hands to show he meant no harm. "These elders who cursed us every day, I let them be because they're neighbors. I didn't expect them to meet their end by your hand." Upon hearing this, Chen Luo asked in response, "Do you seek revenge for them?" "Dude, don't get me wrong. We came here for 2 reasons. First, to make friends with you all. And second, to ask for a favor. I am Chen Guang." Saying that, he extended his hand for a handshake with Chen Luo. "I am Chen Luo. What kind of favor?" Hearing this, Chen Guang replied, "In our community, there's a zombie dog that can control lightning. And it possesses an incredible intelligence. I hope you can help us kill it. Furthermore, there are many resources in the community that we haven't gathered. How about we split the loot?" After listening, Chen Luo nodded. "What's the compensation?" Chen Guang was taken aback for a moment, but then laughed. "How about 300 pounds of rice and 5 buckets of water?" Upon learning from the rice that this group meant no harm, Chen Luo readily agreed. Before leaving, he instructed his team to continue loading the remaining supplies onto the truck. "Thunder King, come with me." This made Chen Guang slightly shocked. "Just the 2 of you? It might not be enough." Chen Luo just smiled. "Didn't you notice I have a dog with me?" This left Chen Guang completely baffled. "No way. Bro, this is an apocalypse. Not some peaceful golden age. You've kept 2 pets and even travel with a group of ladies. It seems these ladies all listen to you. You've truly reached the pinnacle of life." At that moment, Millie suddenly asked, "Brother Chen Luo, do you want me to come with you?" Chen Luo smiled and waved his hand. "Wait for me to return." He then handed rice over to Millie to hold. Seeing this, envy-filled tears streamed down Chen Guang's face. "Damn, is there any justice left? He's got a cat, a dog, and a partner. All he's missing is a feast for every meal." On the way, Chen Guang began to explain details about the zombie dog to Chen Luo. After finishing his explanation, he asked if Chen Luo had any strategies to deal with the zombie hound. Chen Luo grinned, looking at Thunder King. "Fight fire with fire, or in this case, dog with dog." Upon hearing this, a puzzled expression crossed Chen Guang's face. "Dude, do you have a vendetta against your pet dog or something? Sending it might as well be delivering dog meat on a platter. Why not sell the dog to me instead?" However, Chen Luo just laughed it off. Since the conversation had gone this far, Chen Guang no longer tried to dissuade him. Besides, the dog even nods its head. It seems quite intelligent. Thunder King then began to keenly sniff the air, moving while following a scent. Soon, Thunder King led them to the 8th floor of a building. Before even getting close, Chen Luo could smell a strong scent of blood. Opening a door, right in front of them was the zombie dog they were searching for. Upon receiving a signal from Chen Luo, Thunder King lunged forward, using his astonishing speed to dodge the undead hound's attacks. Seeing this, the pupils of Chen Guang and others contracted. Such speed! Thunder King seized the opportunity during a brief lapse in the undead dog's assault to close in. Simultaneously, Thunder King charged his tail with electricity. Using a newly acquired skill called Thunder Sweep, the zombie dog had no chance to evade. Being struck fiercely by the swift and powerful Thunder Sweep, it was sent crashing into the wall, meeting its end. That's it. Our collaboration is over. Time to hand over the promised supplies. Upon hearing Chen Luo's words, a stunned Chen Guang gradually came back to his senses. Staring agape at Thunder King, it felt surreal. The entire battle hadn't lasted more than 10 seconds. If it wasn't for the fact that the zombie dog also had lightning attributes and some resistance to electric powers, it probably wouldn't have lasted even that long. As Chen Luo prepared to leave with his reward, Chen Guang stopped him, offering an invitation to team up with his squad. How about it? Would you consider joining us? I'm not boasting, but each of us has killed at least 10 zombies. We're willing to fight and absolutely reliable. Furthermore, we have abundant supplies, enough to last for at least 6 months. However, Chen Luo was unfazed, indicating he alone could easily annihilate all of them. To put it bluntly, have you ever seen a strong individual team up with weaker ones? If you really want to unite, you'd have to do everything under my command. I need absolute control. Hearing this, Chen Guang hesitated. Just then, one of his teammates rushed over, saying, "A zombie that can shoot fireballs just injured Zhang Lian." Seeing our numbers, it fled. Hearing this news, Chen Guang, leaving Chen Luo behind, hurried to his injured comrade. Observing the situation, Chen Luo signaled Mi Li to follow and check it out. Seeing Chen Luo approaching, Chen Guang, like a drowning man clutching at a straw, pleaded for him to save his brother. Chen Luo, with a smile, looked at Mi Li, signaling her to administer a healing spell on Zhang Lian. Mi Li nodded and, with a single spell, the critically injured Zhang Lian was miraculously healed. He immediately thanked Chen Luo and Mi Li. Before leaving, Chen Luo reminded Chen Guang, "Consider my proposal carefully." With that, he and Mi Li left. Watching their departing figures, Chen Guang exclaimed, "Such a powerful healing spell. Guys, I discussed teaming up with Chen Luo. He said we could, but on his terms. What do you think? Should we join him or decline?" Once this was spoken, the others began to voice their opinions. Chen Guang looked around, and seemingly no one objected. What's there even to discuss then? If this is the case, brothers, let's join them. Soon, Chen Guang, with his sizable group, approached Chen Luo, signifying that his squad was willing to follow Chen Luo's lead. "Welcome to the team. I have just 2 conditions. Follow orders and dare to fight zombies. If you can't meet these, don't blame me for being ruthless." With that said, Chen Luo instructed them to pack all their supplies, to bring them to his main base. After all, now that we're united, it's better if we live together for mutual support. So, moving to my place is fine, right? Chen Guang and his team nodded in agreement. Meanwhile, a group of thugs led by Lu Wei was going from house to house, gathering resources. With about 18 or 19 survivors in his group, Lu Wei had established some dominance among them through his ruthless methods. Soon, they stumbled upon the villas where Chen Luo and Xu Yun resided. The ones on guard duty, Feng Yu, Su Lan, noticed them first. Su Lan inquired, "What should we do?" "Their numbers are significant," Chen Luo once said. "If there are too many, just pretend you didn't see them. If conflict arises with only the 2 of us, Feng Yu and Su Lan, we won't stand a chance." Feng Yu, however, shook his head. "That won't work. We can't let them search our place. Our supplies are in there. Even if Chen Luo didn't command it, we can't just stand by and watch. Let's go down and warn them. Tell them our main forces are about to return. If they don't heed the warning, we'll fight. We can then run to lure them away, buying some time. With the electric batons in our hands, we might even have a chance to strike back." Just then, they saw Chen Luo's convoy returning to the compound. At the same time, Chen Luo on the vehicle also noticed the aggressive survivors heading straight for his villa. Seeing the main forces return, it's a perfect timing to join forces. Chen Luo remembers. The leader was the backer of bitch Chen Jing from his past life, Lu Wei. Lu Wei is a poison ability user. The thugs wanted to rob supplies, but were stopped by Lu Wei. All because he was waiting for the right moment to ambush Chen Luo and the others. The next second, Lu Wei left with his gang. Rice sensed the hostility from this man, so he warned Chen Luo. Chen Luo had his own plans in mind. "Don't worry, Rice." Chen Luo swiftly unleashed a spatial sphere, instantly targeting and blowing off Lu Wei's head. Without hesitation, He then ordered his subordinates finish off the rest of them. Then, Chen Luo entered the room alone, remembering his past life. Starting the day after tomorrow, some zombies will evolve to level 1. We must transport the supplies back before they evolve. Chen Luo lay on the bed, deep in thought. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. Could it be Li? Why is she so proactive today? Excited, Chen Luo sat up. But unexpectedly, it was Li. She even blushed and handed Chen Luo a small umbrella. Then she ran away in a hurry. Chen Luo smirked. Haha, how could I not appreciate the wife-sister's kind gesture? The next day, Chen Luo held a meeting. I think everyone has noticed that there are more and more zombies who can use magic. If one day all zombies could use magic, would you still survive? Upon hearing this, everyone started discussing. Yes, I've noticed too. It's terrifying. Exactly, what should we do? Just as everyone was discussing fervently, Chen Luo clapped his hands to interrupt everyone. If you all follow me, I won't let you die in vain here. Now, I'll teach everyone a method to deal with magic-wielding zombies. First, we need groups of 4. Ideally, 2 warriors and 2 mages. Warriors take damage up front. Mages provide continuous output from behind. If you encounter multiple magic zombies, run. Now, I'll teach you a little trick to dodge spells. Ling, Shu Yun, attack me with your spells. I'll dodge. Ling and Shu Yun nodded, using their abilities to launch attacks at Chen Luo. Yet, all their attacks were easily dodged by him. Everyone watched. Mouths agape, faces full of disbelief. My god, the captain is amazing. Chen Luo then explained. To dodge a spell, it's impossible to watch the spell and dodge. You have to watch the caster's movements to predict the spell's trajectory. And move in advance to dodge the attack. This is called anticipation. As long as you pay attention to the spell's trajectory, it's easy to dodge the zombie's magic. After hearing this, Ling was eager to test it out again. Chen Luo chuckled. Alright, bring it on. Little did he know, after dodging an initial fireball, he was hit by another one from behind. Ling, pleased with her cunning, said with glee. I anticipated your anticipation. Hearing this, Chen Luo exclaimed. True to her name, the Spirit Flame Princess, her combat talent is indeed formidable. But everyone can be reassured. Level 1 zombies definitely don't have this kind of wisdom. If you encounter one that can anticipate, just run. They're beyond your capability to resist. After dinner, everyone will go out and find opponents. Start practicing this skill before setting out. Chen Luo reminded everyone. Listen up. Today counts as half a day. 3 level 1 crystals per person. Any team that doesn't complete this will be punished as a whole. The punishment is no dinner when you return. Meanwhile, Chen Luo led his team out to collect crystals, only to come across a father-daughter duo being bullied. At a glance, Ling recognized the girl as her best friend. Brother Chen Luo, can we help them? If they were strangers, maybe not. But since she's your best friend, how can we stand by and do nothing? He then ordered Thunder King to get off the vehicle to deal with the group. The gang greedily eyed Thunder King, thinking they had dog meat delivered to their doorstep. Unaware that the god of thunder and lightning had arrived, before they could react, Ling and Sudazu ambushed them from behind. And at this moment, electricity surged around Thunder King. You bunch of trash think you can eat dog meat? After dealing with them, everyone began introductions. Zhang Jingjing shared that she and her father had no home, and wished to join Chen Luo's team. After some thought, Chen Luo nodded in agreement. After all, she was Li's best friend. He told them to follow their rules. Follow us back to our base in your vehicle. Upon arriving at the villa area, Zhang Jingjing held Li's hand, saying, Li, can you ask brother Chen Luo if we can share a room tonight? We can chat and catch up. This left Chen Luo quite speechless. He already had rice as a third wheel. And now another one? How could he possibly agree? Chen Luo firmly declined with a cold face. Now, without my permission, you cannot enter this villa. Turning to Shui Yun, he asked her to arrange accommodations for Zhang Jingjing. Shui Yun hurriedly took Zhang Jingjing away. At lunchtime, Zhang Jingjing curiously asked why Li hadn't come, and wondered what she had for lunch. Zhang Jingjing's comment caught the other girls off guard. We're not 3-year-olds. Apart from occasionally dining with everyone, Chen Luo usually eats in his own villa room. As for what Chen Luo and the others eat, how would they know? Chen Luo is like the boss, and we're like the employees. It's always a bit uncomfortable eating with the boss. So, everyone dined separately. Upon hearing this, Zhang Jingjing's face fell. Mi Li must be eating something better. We're such good friends, yet you didn't include me. This saddened her, making her previously delightful sausage seem less appetizing. Meanwhile, inside Chen Luo's villa, Chen Luo said to Mi Li, we need to observe your best friend for a while. Don't reveal anything about our side of things. Let's see if she's trustworthy, if she doesn't have any ulterior motives. Even if she lacks abilities, I can arrange a logistical position for her. Mi Li nodded in agreement. Suddenly, Chen Guang's voice came through the intercom, stating that about a dozen cars had arrived at the villa's entrance, with roughly 50 to 60 people. Hearing this, Chen Luo immediately issued a series of commands, ordering everyone to assemble at the villa's entrance. Upon receiving the command, the girls promptly headed towards the villa's exterior. Before departing, Xu Yun asked Zhang Jingjing about her abilities. I have strength-based powers. Hearing this, Xu Yun instructed her to stand at the front of the lineup. Zhang Jingjing immediately resisted, grabbing Li Hui's hand, she said. Isn't she also standing at the back? Li Wei whispered in reply, I have support abilities. Chen Luo said I should stand at the back. Xu Yun, running out of patience, dragged Zhang Jingjing to the front. Zhang Jingjing protested tearfully. Mi Li and I are best friends. You can't treat me like this. Seeing this scene, Mi Li hurriedly approached to comfort Zhang Jingjing, saying that this is a step everyone has to go through. Don't worry, I'll boost your status. If you get injured, I can heal you. However, Zhang Jingjing was staring at the corner of Mi Li's mouth. Mi Li had a trace of white there, a remnant of the cream ice cream she had eaten. This detail fueled resentment in Zhang Jingjing's heart. You had such a delicious treat and didn't share with me. Moreover, I've never heard of you having a brother. But here you are, constantly calling Chen Luo brother. You must have used your charms on him. If you don't value sisterhood, don't blame me for not being courteous. At that moment, both sides were intensely confronting each other. Just then, Chen Luo walked up from behind. Seeing him, Chen Guang immediately greeted Big Brother. The leader of the opposing group, Sun Dewei, scoffed upon seeing this. So, this is the impressive leader of the squad? Just a pretty boy. Young man, you're in charge here, right? My people haven't eaten or drunk for a day. Could you provide some assistance? Chen Luo replied, we can't just give you supplies, but we can trade. You can exchange the crystals from the zombies' foreheads. 1 crystal for a bottle of water and a pound of rice. After all, our food is also limited. It's impossible to just give it away. Sun Dewei was taken aback by Chen Luo's statement. He hadn't expected Chen Luo to reveal the secret of the crystals. It seemed that Chen Luo led this group due to some superior power. With that in mind, Sun Dewei decided not to feign niceties anymore. You think your group of women can stop us? That's a dream. Guys, this man wants us to kill zombies to provide us with supplies. What do you think we should do? Upon hearing this, there was a murmur of discussion behind Sun Dewei. Many hoped that Chen Luo would spare them some food. But Chen Luo knew that if he compromised and gave them food, they would always want more. Whenever their food ran out, they'd surely come to him. It seemed that these people truly weren't afraid of death. Just then, Zhang Jingjing suddenly spoke up. In all matters, harmony is most precious. Give them a bit of what they want and let them leave. Hearing this, everyone's expressions change. Zhang Jingjing, what nonsense are you talking about? Faced with Mi Li's gentle persuasion, Zhang Jingjing seemed unaffected and insisted she wasn't speaking nonsense. Why engage in a life-and-death battle when you can just use food to send them away? Moreover, I'm standing right in the front. What if I get hurt in a fight? Before she could finish, Sun Dewei from the opposing side burst into laughter. This young beauty speaks the truth. We don't need much. Just give us a few thousand pounds of rice or flour and several tons of purified water. Unable to bear it anymore, Chen Luo slapped Zhang Jingjing across the face. Who do you think you are? Is this your place to speak? The boss is talking here. It's one thing for the younger ones to interrupt, but it's another thing to speak on behalf of the enemy. Zhang Jingjing's father couldn't hold back anymore. He ran over and rebuked Chen Luo. Is what my daughter said wrong? There are so many of them. What good will come from fighting? Besides, you have so much food. What's the harm in sharing a little with them? To risk your subordinates' lives over some food. Your heart is truly malicious. Mi Li tried to help Zhang Jingjing up, but was pushed away as Zhang Jingjing hurled curses at her. Seeing this, Chen Luo looked displeased. He had saved them out of goodwill. Yet instead of being grateful, they were causing disruption among his troops. Truly, some people are worth saving, while others are not. With this thought, Chen Luo momentarily ignored the father-daughter duo and turned to face Sun Dewei. If that's what you truly want, then I'll give it to you. Having said that, before Sun Dewei could react, Chen Luo suddenly conjured a spatial orb in his hand and hurled it towards Sun Dewei's head. Accompanied by a loud bang, Sun Dewei's head exploded. Seeing the stunned faces of the opposing group, Chen Luo swiftly waved his hand, issuing a command. If they wish for death, then let's oblige. When Zhang Jingjing saw that in just a short exchange, 7 or 8 people were killed. And in no time, Sun Dewei's group collapsed. Without a leader and lacking strict command, they were easily defeated. Leaving Zhang Jingjing dumbfounded, she had expected a bloodbath, but it ended so effortlessly. No wonder Chen Luo was so uncompromising. Had she not intervened earlier, there might not have been any conflict at all. Thinking this, Zhang Jingjing crawled towards Chen Luo in tears. Begging for his mercy and pleading with him not to kill her, Chen Luo chuckled. Don't worry, you're Mi Li's best friend. How could I possibly kill you? However, you can't remain in my team. Leave while I'm still in a good mood. Hearing this, Zhang Jingjing nodded. She knew that staying could endanger her life. Although she was resentful, she had to prioritize her safety. Mi Li managed to get close to the boss. I can do the same, she thought. After the two departed, Chen Luo subtly nudged Thunder King, hinting that he shouldn't leave any potential threats behind. Thunder King got the message instantly, quietly following Zhang Jingjing from a distance. At that moment, Chen Guang rushed over and said, Bro Chen, a young man who just left mentioned he has urgent business with you. He seemed quite anxious. Chen Luo nodded in acknowledgement, and then approached the young man to ask about his business. The young man, Ling Chen, said with a sheepish grin, Boss, are you recruiting? I want to join you. Upon hearing that, Chen Luo's face instantly turned cold. This is the important matter you spoke of? Ling Chen, frightened, quickly pulled out a blue crystal. Chen Luo's pupils constricted upon seeing it. It's a level 6 crystal. How did you get this? Ling Chen truthfully responded, I obtained it from a dead monster. The creature was over 10 meters tall. Consider this our greeting gift to you, boss. What do you think? Upon hearing this, Chen Luo chuckled. For your sincerity, I'll let you join. Chen Guang, explain our rules to him. Chen Guang approached and explained the team's principles. Firstly, always follow the boss's commands. Secondly, if you flee in battle, you will be killed. While speaking, Chen Guang made a throat-slitting gesture. Hearing this, Ling Chen nodded in acknowledgement. Chen Luo, with excitement evident on his face, gazed at the level 6 crystal in his hand. With this, I can advance to level 5 in just 3 days. That's half a month faster than I expected. Excellent. With that in mind, Chen Luo instructed Chen Guang to keep an eye on the people around the villa. After all, many from Sun Dewei's team escaped. If you find any with light abilities or support skills among them, recruit them all. If they refuse, bring them to me by force. Only Millie in our group possesses healing arts. If more people get injured, she won't be enough to treat them. Don't worry, bro Chen. I understand, replied Chen Guang. As Chen Luo prepared to return to the villa, he spotted Thunder King. You're back so soon, asked Chen Luo. Thunder King boasted proudly. Who do you think I am? I'm a professional hunter. To train the new member, Chen Luo immediately convened a mobilization meeting. He assigned Xu Yun to lead a team to hunt zombies, collecting crystals and resources. Ling Chen, looking at the leader Xu Yun, remarked to Chen Guang in surprise. She's not as she appears. I thought you'd be leading. Instead, it's a pretty girl. Is she very skilled? Chen Guang chuckled and explained. I'm just a younger brother here. The ladies in our team joined the boss earlier and have all reached level 2. Xu Yun, leading now, is particularly talented and has the boss's favor. I believe she's already level 3. Upon hearing this, Ling Chen was flabbergasted. My goodness, that's so powerful. All level 2 ladies. Facing a group of zombies, Xu Yun issued a series of commands. Everyone split into groups of 4 to search for and collect supplies. Zhang Feng, you stay at the entrance of the residential area. If there's any situation, use the walkie-talkie to inform everyone. An hour later, dozens of vehicles swiftly approached the residential area. Zhang Feng, who was guarding the entrance, saw them and his face changed color. He quickly contacted everyone through his walkie-talkie. Be alert, a large number of vehicles have entered the area. Be cautious. Upon hearing this, Xu Yun immediately instructed everyone to gather and assess the situation. We don't need to rush to collect supplies. However, Yin Li was somewhat unwilling to give up. There's still a lot of food here. If we gather together, what are we afraid of? As everyone prepared to go upstairs, they realized it was too late. They were surrounded by the arriving group. The men in the vehicles, spotting the ladies, displayed lecherous grins. One of them stretched out his hand with malicious intent toward Yin Li. Yin Li quickly slapped the man's hand away and shouted, "What do you think you're doing? Just having a little fun, sweetheart. It's the apocalypse. No need to play coy anymore, right?" Hearing their vulgar words and unable to restrain herself any longer, Yin Li delivered a swift kick, shattering the man's eggs. The leading man of the opposing group was infuriated. "You dare hit my brother? Take out these two men first. We'll deal with the women later." As the words left his mouth, a group immediately surrounded the two men from Yin Li's team. Seeing this, Yin Li tried to step forward to help, but unexpectedly, someone attacked her from behind. A metal rod was slammed ruthlessly onto her head. In an instant, Yin Li collapsed on the ground with a gash on her head, bleeding profusely. The man cursed at her. "Bitch, how ungrateful." A voice shouted, "Hey Z, what are you doing?" Hearing this, Hazy quickly replied with an ingratiating smile, "Bro Yuan, some damn woman tried to hit me. I just taught her a lesson." Lu Yuan frowned, guessing what had transpired. Given Hazy's strength and value to the team, he didn't reprimand him, but warned, "Don't go too far. This should not happen again." The others nodded in agreement. Just then, an ice arrow shot through the head of the man in black. Upon seeing this, Lu Yuan immediately got out of his vehicle. Shu Yun coldly said, "Release them." Lu Yuan scoffed, "You killed one of mine and expect me to let them go?" Hearing this and filled with anger, Shu Yun immediately shot an ice arrow towards Lu Yuan. In response, Lu Yuan summoned a protective shield made of earth. Although Shu Yun's ice arrow penetrated the shield, it had lost most of its momentum. Both Shu Yun and Lu Yuan's expressions changed, recognizing each other's power. After a moment of standoff, Shu Yun calmed down, fully aware that now wasn't the time for an all-out battle. She demanded the release of her teammates. Lu Yuan, not wanting an all-out conflict either, agreed. Although the 4 members of Shu Yun's team were returned, Yan Li had already succumbed to her injuries. Shu Yun, cradling Yan Li's lifeless body, mourned deeply, "You'll pay for this. Chen Luo won't let you go." Men from the opposing side began to mockingly jeer at the scene. However, Shu Yun ignored them and whispered, "Let's go." Yang Xian gave the men a cold glance and was about to drive away the heavy truck when someone stopped them. "Leave the truck. You can't take it." Upon hearing this, Shu Yun, suppressing her rage, said, "Give it to them. Let's leave." Watching the retreating figures of Shu Yun and her team, Hazy whispered to Lu Yuan, suggesting they forcibly keep the group of beautiful women. Lu Yuan, however, slapped Hazy in response and scolded, "Damn it. Why are you stirring up trouble? That woman is not to be trifled with." Hazy, covering his face, argued that they had the advantage in numbers. Would they really risk everything? Lu Yuan was aware that this group's main base was nearby and realized that the situation wasn't as simple. They needed to understand their enemy's capabilities and then strike them decisively. Otherwise, they'd face retaliation. Back in the villa area, Shu Yun immediately briefed Chen Luo on the entire situation, admitting her mistakes and recognizing her failure in leadership, which led to Yan Li not dying at the hands of zombies but by survivors instead. Hearing this, Chen Luo took a deep breath and reassured her, "You did the right thing. Engaging in a fight then would have been unwise." He was well aware that the most dangerous thing in this post-apocalyptic world wasn't zombies, but the infighting among survivors. "Since you all chose to follow me, I won't let anyone trample on us. Those who spill our blood must pay in kind. When I have a grudge, I don't let it linger." Immediately, he gathered everyone from the villa to set out for revenge. Hearing about the incident and Chen Luo's declaration, everyone was filled with righteous indignation, especially by Chen Luo's words which made their blood boil. With Chen Luo leading, they felt undefeatable. Seeing the imposing Chen Luo and his group, Hazy commented, "Bro Yuan, someone's approaching. It looks like the group that just left." Lu Yuan quickly looked out the window and saw more than 60 people alighting from vehicles. As the two factions locked eyes, Lu Yuan sensed something amiss. This woman, a level 3 ability user, was pouring her grievances out to this young man.